Hi there, this is Jason Dunn from Digital Home Thoughts, and this is a review video of the Lenovo Multimedia Remote with Keyboard, also known by its catchy product name N5901. So as you can tell, this is a small remote control that has a couple of interesting features. So the first thing obviously is just its size. This is a really interesting way to integrate a full, QWERTY keyboard with a number row. That's also important to point out here. It has a full number row. It also has arrow keys along with a left and right mouse clicker and a trackball. So you connect this product to a computer via a teeny tiny little radio frequency receiver or transmitter. This plugs into a USB port on your computer, and then you simply start using the product. It's identified without any drivers. It essentially comes up as a wireless mouse, so that makes it really simple and easy to use. Let me talk about some of the buttons that come with it. This orange button here, when you press it, it opens up your My Computer, so that makes it easy to access network drives and hard drives and things like that. We have volume down, volume up, mute, previous track, or back, stop, play, pause, and forward or next track. And as I mentioned, it has a full QWERTY keyboard. You have the escape key, shift control. You even have the Windows key and the function key, end, home, and arrow keys, control key. There's even a one-button Control Alt Delete. So that actually makes it really, really cool when it comes to using your PC. As I mentioned, it plugs in without any drivers. I was able to connect it to a computer that I have hooked up to a plasma TV that's on my wall, and I'm going to show you what I was using previous to this product, and it was this. I'll zoom out a little bit here so you can kind of appreciate the difference in size. So this is a Microsoft infrared keyboard. It's specifically designed for Windows Media Center. There's this dedicated Windows Media Center button here, and I liked it because it had a built-in, mouse, cursor controller here. It has lots of buttons, and it made it really easy to, control the Windows Media Center. But the size of it was a bit of a downer, and honestly, this pointer control here, I got used to it after a while, but when my wife or anyone else picked it up, it's really hard to use, and it's also infrared, which really limits its sort of functionality. You have to make sure that the keyboard is pointed in the approximate direction of the sensor. So I was looking for something to replace it, and I saw the Lenovo Multimedia Remote at the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. I'll just zoom back in here, and I really liked it. I thought it was a really great size, and I thought it would be a good potential replacement for that Microsoft keyboard, and so I contacted the nice folks at Lenovo, and they sent me one. So it retails for $59.95 from Lenovo, but of course you can probably find it for a little bit cheaper. I'll put a link to it. Hopefully it's on Amazon. I'll put a link in the video description, and if you can use that link to buy the product, you'll be helping me out, which I appreciate. Now it has a 30-foot range, which is plenty of range. I don't think you're going to want to use this further away than 30 feet. And it's also powered by two AA batteries. Now it does have an on-off switch, so you can power it down completely when you're not using it, which is actually quite smart. I'm glad that they added that feature. So what's it like to use? Well, I've been using it for a couple months now, actually, and I would say overall it's pretty good. There's a couple things that I wish that Lenovo would have done, and one of those things is that the keys to be backlit. Now, backlighting the keyboards, I'm sure would add, to the power consumption and maybe the cost, but honestly, the keys are pretty small as it is. If you're watching a movie or you're in kind of a dimly lit room, this is sort of something that's built largely for sort of home entertainment centers. This is impossible to see in the dark, so you need to kind of turn on the light or get into a bit of light before you can do any typing. So if it was backlit, that frankly would have been something that would have been really, really cool. One thing I didn't like, and I'm not sure if this is going to show up, but it rattles. And this is just the mouse part here. For whatever reason, when you kind of pick it up, it sort of rattles and it kind of shakes a little bit. I think it's coming from this trackball. That's not really a big deal, but it's kind of weird when you pick something up and you expect it to be sort of solid and it feels a little bit, unstable, and it makes some extra noise. So not a big deal. One thing too, with the left and right clicks, the mouse keys here, you have to kind of press right where it says left and right. If you move over just a little bit, it no longer works. It might have been nice to have more sort of click zone. These are pretty minor complaints though. Honestly, the product works really, really well. I like the ability to just use my thumb and you know, roll around really simply. I love the fact that it's radio frequency. That means that I don't need to have it pointed at the system. I really like the fact that I can do a one button mute here, and with the full array of keys I can type in passwords to websites, I can log on to, you know, network shares, do all that jazz. And of course the Control Alt Delete is also kind of cool if you need to bring up Task Manager to kill something. It might have been nice if there were some buttons maybe devoted specifically to Media Center, but a lot of the stuff you can do, you know, the basics like the play, pause, and the volume control, all that stuff does actually work. And there is a Windows key, which means you can do some shortcuts. So while it's not as optimized for Windows Media Center as that Microsoft keyboard is, this product still does, I believe, a really good job. The buttons have a pretty good feel. You know, you're not going to want to type an essay on it, but it feels sort of like an, you know, your average smartphone. The space bar is a little bit mushier than the other keys. There's a technical term, mushy. But other than that, yeah, I really like it. So this has been Jason Dunn from Digital Home Thoughts, reviewing the Lenovo Multimedia Remote with Keyboard. Again, you can purchase it from Lenovo.com or check out the video description for a link. Please subscribe to our channel. Give the video a thumbs up, post comments or questions if you have them, and check out the ads around this video or in this video. That's how you help support the work that I do. Thanks a lot for watching.